right, Manid, I'm going to go ahead and go through these properties and see how you did with your ARVs. And then also just take a look at whether or not I would actually put an offer on these properties. I'm going to go through these, give you a little bit of feedback, and then I'm going to send you some other properties that we've already determined ARVs on, and have you go ahead and try to take your shot on figuring out the ARVs. So, anyways, let me go through this real fast. So this first property that you have is this 3101 Blake Street. Now, first off, I probably wouldn't even throw an offer at this one. This one's already pretty nice in here. We got newer floors. This is actually kind of a downtown look that they like. They got a newer kitchen. The only drawback to this property is it has kind of dated tile, it has black appliances, but overall, the property is really clean. And it has granite tile, and it's pretty nice in there. The kitchen or the bathroom is pretty nice, so I probably wouldn't throw an offer at this one. The carpet's pretty clean. But let's go ahead and look at what you came up with. So what I saw on here, that you came up with an ARV of 375. They got listed at 389. Yeah, I see where you're coming from. Here's your property, here's your comps. You might be able to bump it up a little bit. Let's just take a quick look. This looks like it's the same building, but here's a much nicer kitchen, stainless steel appliances. Let's go back. So yeah, 420. Very nice kitchen here. I would actually say your ARVs are somewhere in that kind of higher end range. So like that 420, 415, somewhere in there. Let's take a look at this one. This is just right above it. So a little bit older, black appliances. So yeah, I'd say probably at 420 range is where I'd put this one rather than 375, just based on what I'm seeing. So if we're to change that up, 420, that would give us an offer price about 267. But this one I probably wouldn't offer on that one, so I'll just gray that one out. So I'm going to move on to the next and come back to you. All right, so I haven't looked at the value on this yet, but this is definitely one that we would want to be making an offer on. It's in pretty rough shape. The appliances are missing. It's got white appliances. The kitchen needs to be replaced. Older bathroom. All of these these clawfoot bathtubs are really cool, but yeah, definitely needs work. Missing windows. Pretty beat up in here. Looks like it has an old boiler system that I don't even know why they take a picture of that and throw it on the internet. So I mean, this place is in pretty rough shape. We got some cracks, the foundation, so on. So let me take a look at the value on this and come back to you. All right. So I just want to show you the criteria, how I set this up. Very similar to how I said in the other videos. I didn't go back 360 just because I've got enough comps to take a look at here. So it's a condo, multifamily, and townhouse, active, pending, and closed. And here's my square foot range of 900 to 1300 because our property is 1100 square foot, so it sits right in the middle of that, right? So I'll go ahead and continue to take a look at this, get back to you. All right, so the next thing that, a lot of times I like to take a look at this and see where we fall as far as in our price range. So here's our property that we're looking at, that we're comping out. And it's at the bottom of the active, which is always a good sign that it's probably priced pretty well. And how I like to look to how it compares with the other low solds. So we're like in the bottom 2 of low solds of this area. Just looking at my map, here's my property. If I really don't need any properties, I might get rid of that. But let me take a look at the values, and we'll go from there. All right, so when I jump to results, I've got a really huge selection of properties here from a huge difference in price range. So 555 all the way down to 330. So really on this property, I would just start looking at the properties close by and try to find something that is pretty equal to what we're dealing with. So this first one over here was sold for around 450. Really, really nice inside. I mean, we're talking about this a brand new fix-up. However, what would kind of turn me off of this is a newer build versus our property here is, you know, a much older building. So this is built in 1912 versus that other one was probably built within the last 20 years or so. So it's not going to want to pull up for whatever reason. There we go. Looks like it was built in 2010. So I'd probably keep looking. So let's go on down and take a look at this one here, which this one's a very similar build, right? It's looks like it's built in 1908. Let's get inside this house, take a quick look. It's a similar square footage. It's pretty nice inside, but it's still kind of dated. Let's take a look. So this kitchen has white appliances, but it's, you know, kind of older flooring. So already I'm starting to get the feel for, well, this is pretty nice. Newer bathroom. Look at that bathroom. Much nicer bathroom. So already I'm starting to get a feel for this. So they sold this for $395. I'm kind of thinking we're similar square footage range. I'm starting to think we're kind of in that, you know, that 400 range, right? Maybe a little bit more. So here's this 385 over here. Very similar building. Looks like it was built in 1910. So kind of a similar type of building as what we're dealing with. And it's pretty nice inside too. So I'm starting to, but it's not a complete brand new rehab, but it's pretty darn nice in there. So I'm starting to think, you know, kind of that 385 to 400 range without really even having to go out much further. That's a pending. My guess is that it's actually selling. That means it's under contract. We don't know what it's sold for. So it's probably, my guess is it's actually selling something closer to this. It's probably getting bidded up. Let's just take a look at what these are over here. Pretty expensive. So that's a newer building. Looks like it's built in 2015. Probably wouldn't pay much attention to that. Probably, I don't have pictures. This is built in 51. This is a brand new, fresh rehab. You can already tell from the outside of it. So that one's pretty darn nice too. So that's sold for $485. But I would lean more heavily on these comps that are closer by over here. Here's a 410. Do pictures, 450. So yeah, so pretty clean there. So I'm kind of thinking that 410, 420 range already. So that's kind of how I'm coming up with these values, right? You're starting to see how I'm doing that here. So, you know, I think we'd probably put about 410 on this. You had 375 again. Not sure how, but I would do at least 410, if not a little higher. Puts us a purchase price here, maybe even 420, because we had some comps in there that really kind of split us. So I'm gonna keep going. Let's keep looking at these other ones. All right, so here's another townhouse here that is pretty borderline whether or not I make an offer on it. You know, it's kind of dated in there, but it's pretty clean. It not too banged up, right? So they do got some white appliances. They got some older, outdated stuff here, but I probably would not make an offer on it. But let's take a look and see what kind of value you came up with. All right, so the next one is this 3533 Telluride. You came up with an ARV of 330. It's listed at 349. You know, I think you're probably right. So here's our property. They've got a couple over here in the same complex that are kind of nice inside. Kind of similar. You know, looks like they've been kind of well, I wouldn't say that, not even. You know, newer cabinets, stainless steel appliances, they're okay inside. They sell for $299, but they're up against this road, up against Hamden. So that definitely hurts the value. So I would probably say you're in that 320, 330 range. But being that we are, you know, our ARV is less than our list price, I wouldn't even make an offer on that one at all. So let's just move on to Osage Street. All right, so here's your next one, Osage. I wouldn't make an offer on this one. This is a pretty recent remodel. This is all this new modern industrial look that they're doing. It's not it does kind of look like it's a little bit banged up in there, but this is really the look that they're after. So, but I did take a quick look at your values in your neighborhood. I don't think you're far off as far as if you were to put an ARV on this one. Well, I'd actually say it'd probably be closer to this 365, 370 mark that I saw over here. Not sure where you got the 340, but anyways, we're, you know, that one is definitely another one I would not make an offer on. All right, so here's your next one. This Mead Street. This definitely make an offer on this. Older flooring, older kitchen, white appliances. It does have can lights, which is nice, but it needs a facelift for sure. So carpet's decent condition. This is kind of dated. So let's take a look, see what you came up with on a value on this one, and go from there. All right, so this last one is this Mead Street. This is a really tough one to comp. I'm just going to tell you that up front. Here it is right here for 324. You've got a couple over here under contract at, you know, 450. This one's at 404. But they're 3-bedroom. This is a 2-bedroom, 3-bath like ours. Pretty similar square foot, 1,500. Ours is 1,400. So I'd probably lean more on these comps, but they're in a different type of complex, so it's a really tough one to gauge. I saw where you pulled your comp over here at 275. These are a little smaller. They're 1,000 square foot versus ours is like 1,400 square foot. So I'd probably be more inclined to use the ones that are closer by. They're similar square footage. So I'd probably be around 400 to be safe, because these are really nice inside. So that's probably where I'd be on that one. But that was a tough one. So that pretty much wraps it up with the spreadsheet. I'm going to have you send out these 2 offers anyways, just so you get familiar with the CTM. And then I'm going to send you about 15 properties to work on ARVs. And these are going to be detached single families, not attached. And the reason I want to do that is that I want you to kind of get the ARVs down on the detached first, and then we'll jump back into the attached, just because the attached are a little harder to comp out. So hopefully this helps. I'm going to send you this video. I'm going to send you back this sheet. I'm going to have you send out these 2 offers through CTM. So you have to watch that video. And then I'm going to send you about 15 properties to go ahead and do the ARVs on. And then I'll check those and we'll start working away at it. So, all right, talk to you soon.